If you're watching this video, you're likely searching for answers. Maybe you're wondering if therapy is your next step, or even struggling to understand what kind of therapist you need.
Right, and so we want you to know that therapy is a safe place for you to process suffering, understand your story, and really become the healthiest version of who God created you to be. So here's a few things we want you to know before getting started with Dwell.
First, we see ourselves as believers first and therapists second. So this doesn't mean that we only see Christian clients here at Dwell, but it does mean that if a Christian comes to us seeking therapy, there will be no compromise on biblical truth. After all, at the heart of Dwell, we are biblically grounded and psychologically informed, in that order.
Second, therapy is a gift from God. This doesn't mean that everyone needs to be in therapy or that a diagnosis is always appropriate, but it does mean that God uses therapists to heal just as He uses a surgeon or a dentist or a pastor or really any healthcare or community worker. All truth is God's truth, and God is not limited in what He can do and who He can use to accomplish His purpose. He is not threatened by psychology. Psychology is a useful tool in understanding the human mind and nurturing the healing of the mind, body, and soul.
So, how do we approach therapy here at Dwell? Well, first, we approach through a trauma-informed lens. God designed the human brain to be deeply connected to our emotions, our thoughts, and our spiritual journeys. So we understand how trauma affects the brain neurobiologically and how inevitably this has an impact on how we think, believe, feel, and relate to other people.
Right. And so we approach therapy from this holistic perspective, seeking healing and restoration of the whole person, mind, body, soul, and relationships. We were designed by a good God as social creatures designed to live in community. So because all of these areas are so deeply connected, they must also be addressed in tandem when it comes to healing and joyful living.
And third, we are collaborative in our care for our clients. We love to take a team approach. This means if you're currently working with a pastor, a psychiatrist, a nutritionist, or anyone else, we want to work with them so that together we can work toward healing for your mind, body, soul, and relationships.
We know that therapy can be intimidating, especially when you don't know what to expect. So we are glad you're here and considering taking the next step toward healing.